Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report. Welcoming Josue Pavon back to the Garden.
We're back, Bobby. We're back. It's been a while since the first preseason game, so it's good to be back at the Garden.
Well, not good for the Celtics right now. 26 in defense after a 132-123 loss to the Cavaliers. Defense, again, I think the issue, there were some offensive things to nitpick that we'll get into in our next video. But overall, they led by 15 at halftime, squandered pretty quickly on a bunch of jump shots from Donovan Mitchell, Caris LeVert. They both scored 41 points apiece, and in an overtime victory, they run away 18-9 in that final extra period. Rebounding an issue. Caris LeVert grabbed 2 offensive rebounds late that led to 5 straight points to take a lead. The Celtics took a lead from there on a Jaylen Brown runout. He missed a big free throw. Yet Allen splitting a pair of free throws, so that left it tied there. But overall, it felt like when the Celtics really needed a stop to shut this game down, they couldn't get it.
Yeah, I thought Cleveland just made game-winning plays when it came down to it. You know, Joe Mazzulla talked about how the Celtics didn't do that when it came down to it, right? Making those game-winning plays, going back to the fundamentals, you know, relearning how to win again, as he put it. And I think for some people, they may look at that, well, wait a minute, you guys don't know how to win games. I think what he means by that is getting those bad habits out of your system. And I think the Cleveland Cavaliers showed you that that type of effort, what can happen, right? Whether it's getting offensive rebounds, second chance opportunities, or just going on a run with 2 guys that can do this from night to night, right? Caris LeVert, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell scored 30-plus. 3 straight games to start the season. I mean, we know what they can do. And I just thought that some of the decisions in the second half in terms of like going big instead of going with the smaller lineups, I don't know if I necessarily agree with them. But at the same time, you don't have Grant. You obviously don't have Rob. You want your bigs to sort of get that experience. But at the same time, with the group effort in terms of playing defense and put forth the right effort, I think that would have been enough to win this game. Even though those guys did combine for 80-plus points, I just think the Celtics just didn't make those timely plays or put forth the type of effort that you should when you're in that type of game, that type of situation.
Yeah, and a lot of their bigs are new. We'll get into them in our next video, but right now on the perimeter, they're getting torched there too.
Yeah,
LeVert with that big 3 late over Smart. Guys aren't getting through screens. That Mitchell 3 to start overtime, you saw Brown getting caught on one of those Allen screens underneath. Mobley set some devastating ones in this one, and when you have your big in a drop, it's wide open jump shots all game long, and I think that's a problem right now. They're not forcing turnovers. Few more tonight got them out on some transition runs, but overall they rank pretty low in that. And you just don't see the force. You don't see the difficulty that we saw teams have against the Celtics last year when like they were historic defensively.
And that's the defense, you know. That's just not the same team that we saw that finished the second half of the season. But also, you look at the personnel, it's just not the same. So they have to regroup, Bob. They have to find a way to get the best on the defensive side. But I'm not quite sure playing Cornette close to 30 minutes is the solution. Look, that's not the reason they lost, but I just feel like Joe Mazzulla has to figure out what's going to work down the stretch, which lineups are going to be the best ones going forward, especially when you're playing top-notch teams. The Cleveland Cavaliers are certainly in that category right now.
Yep, big loss for the Celtics here. They had an opportunity to win it at the buzzer in the fourth quarter. Jason Tatum long on a mid-range jump shot there, and then they go on to lose in overtime, particularly struggling on the defensive end again. This is the 3rd game in a row that the Celtics have allowed 120 points to their opponent, and they fall to the bottom 5 in defense at this point in the season. Rebounding a trouble. They've talked again and again about regrouping on that end, but right now they haven't been able to put it into practice. They'll try to bounce back on Sunday against the Wizards here, 6 o'clock. We'll have coverage live here at TD Garden, and we'll talk about that big man rotation that Josue alluded to there in our next segment. We're brought to you by Com. Com.com/Garden gets you 40% off a premium subscription of sleep sounds, meditation, yoga, and more. Everything to help you relax after a tense victory where you're left frustrated late into the night. Go over there, com.com/Garden, and Athletic Greens. Athleticgreens.com/Garden gets you 5 free travel packs of their powder, whole food sourced, vitamins, minerals, adaptogens, probiotics, and more. A little bit of everything to leave you feeling good. Skip the soda.
Yeah.
From our post-game conversation.
Don't listen to that. That's just, that's not even a cheat day thing. All right, just don't do that. Right?
Yeah, don't do that. Go with Athletic Greens every day. Reviews are great, and 5 free travel packs, along with a year's supply of immune-boosting vitamin D. That's important. It's getting cold out there. Boost your vitamin D and immune system together there with a year's supply. athleticgreens.com/garden. From TD Garden, Celtics losers fall to 3-2, 132-123 to the Cavaliers here. Subscribe, Celtics All Access, and CLNS Media.